there are more than just appeared earlier, so this is just a wonderful space to be in, a wonderful place to recognize all the people who perform here.
We're all
Absolutely.
We are all Royal Souls.
Adam took some of what I was going to say, so I'm just going to repeat a little bit, and that is that Reverend Edward Pinckney, whom we've talked about on a number of occasions, was convicted today on 5 counts, 5 felony counts, which could land him in jail for 25 years. He's 66 years old, which you know means he's never going to get out of jail if in fact he goes to jail. There will be an appeal. The sentencing hearing is in the middle of December, so there is time for us to begin to do some other organizing, and we'll talk a little bit about that. I do want to mention, the piece that I'm going to read is, well, you know how you go to the market and you pick up a melon and you think it's great, and then you get home and you find that although it looked really great, there were parts of it that were rotten.
Yeah.
Well, I just wrote a piece a little while ago, so it is fresh produce.
Fresh produce. Hey!
You get to decide whether it's rotten or not.
All right.
It smells good.
Hey, you're right. I'm glad to hear that. But it relates to the back page of People's Tribune, which is always has an article by Reverend Pinckney on it. It has for years and years and years. And this one is entitled Standing Together for a New America. I don't know what this is called yet. But it begins this way. Sparks striking from the glint of her eyes. Long, straight, flaxen blonde hair swirling. She strode into the overflow room. Lips curled as she spit out the words, "The judge tossed me out of the courtroom because he said, I smirked." Smirked! A few minutes later, wearing a t-shirt that proclaimed Benton Harbor's most dangerous man, her dark skin flushed with anger, eyes squinting as if there were something she could not quite see. Another courtroom observer rushed in, gesturing, elbows tucked in at the waist, palms up, fingers stretched out. This was how she looked in protest after the judge ordered her out for whispering answers to the witness. The joke was that Mr. Moon is hard of hearing in one ear and almost deaf in the other. "What the?" she said, the blank word unuttered, her palms up, fingers outstretched. I wasn't doing that in order to not offend people. That's the way it came out. What the? Emma, sitting in the overflow room with us, gave us running commentary. She moved here 40 years ago from Chicago, when there were jobs in Benton Harbor. Whirlpool's taken everything. They even stole our public park. They even stole our beach. As the prosecutor slowly, methodically builds his gallows of circumstantial evidence, with direction from the judge, it's almost as good as direct evidence, slips the noose around the defendant. It's not a literal lynching. Nobody died, except the unsolved murders, bodies of black children found in the St. Joseph River, murders Reverend Pinckney protested. The rule of law was respected, except for the rights of the people trampled by Whirlpool Corporation. We observed all this, sitting in the courtroom, perhaps even in the seat occupied by Pinckney, as month after month he also observed, trying to keep the courts honest. A futile project. The jury comes from surrounding towns, all white. They deliberated 3 hours on Friday, 4 more hours on Monday, today. Guilty on 5 felony counts of vote fraud. Last month, in the People's Tribune, Reverend Pinckney wrote, "Democracy has been stolen from the people. We, the people, have nothing in common with the billionaires, their corporations, and government. We must stand together for a new America."
Amen.
Yeah.